Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Today's phrase is 頑張らなきゃ、頑張って爪痕残さなきゃ. As a performer myself, I know when people are lying. You guys aren't that good at lying. Anime English Club with Sally Amaki. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします. This is our very last episode of the 3-part series of our Oshi No Ko series. I'm so sad. I wanted to talk more about it. Hi. So we've been exploring Oshi No Ko, the story that follows the entertainment industry through the eyes of Aqua and Ruby. And this episode, we are going to be talking about Akane Kurokawa. So today's focus is on Akane Kurokawa, a talented stage actress from the theater group La La Lai. Akane is incredibly skilled. She's what we call a method actor who completely immerses herself in roles through intense research. But when she appeared on the reality show we talked about last week, she struggled to stand out in that completely different environment. So she's an actress, so she's not really used to, acting on the spot or showing her true self. So she wasn't doing very well on the reality TV series and she got so much hate. Honestly, she deserved more love. I feel like she's too good for this industry. Not saying she's too good, she's too good for this industry. She is too pure for this industry. There is an episode where the director, if I recall correctly, the director, when he was talking to Aqua, he was like, you can dream of working in showbiz, but showbiz is no glamorous dream. So, it might seem very sparkly from the outside and you can dream of working in it, but once you step in, it's not that glamorous. And a lot of people tend to fall in a very dark emotional state after they see the difference. However, can I just say for me, because I have such a negative personality, I tend to go into things expecting the worst. So when I first stepped into this entertainment industry, I thought there were going to be nails in my food. People were going to push me from the stairs and everything. I thought it was going to be so bad. And I didn't even think my seniors were going to greet me. I thought that, people were just going to ignore me, be like, oh, she's just a newbie. I'm not going to talk to her. I thought that was going to happen. However, nothing like that has happened to me. And because I expected the worst, I never really viewed this industry as super glamorous. Literally, the bare minimum surprises me. People greeting me and being nice to me. It's basic, human etiquette. But because I expected the worst, even that seems so good and so nice. And so for me, this phrase didn't really work for me, that you can dream of working in showbiz, but showbiz is no glamorous dream. It was way better than I expected because I expected the worst. So life hack, always expect the worst. And then nothing is as bad as it would seem. So yeah, life lesson from me. Please take notes. All right, now moving on to today's phrase. Today's phrase is 頑張らなきゃ、頑張って爪痕残さなきゃ. So in English, it means I've got to give it my all. I'll work hard. I'll make sure I leave my mark. はい. So this phrase captures the pressure and determination Akane felt within the entertainment industry or the entertainment system we discussed last episode. It's her inner monologue when she realizes she's not standing out enough on the reality show and she feels like she has to do something dramatic. There is such urgency and determination in these words and also a hint of desperation. Hi. So she says this phrase after she hears her manager being scolded by her boss in her agency, being like, I watched the reality show that Akane is in, and what's going on? She doesn't even have 10 minutes of screen time. What are you doing? She's basically just air in that atmosphere. Like she needs to do better, and she feels pressure and she feels like she has to do something. So this is her inner monologue, and I feel so bad for her. Like, just be yourself. Hi. And also 爪痕残さなきゃmeans, leave my mark or leave a good impression or leave some sort of impression. The literal translation would be leaving your nail mark. That's what it means. The literal translation is leaving your nail mark. And I don't know how many times I've been told this myself. Whenever I go to a different studio or go to an audition, everybody's like, 爪痕残してきなよ, or like, go make a good impression or something. Or I would hear girls crying in backstage being like, 爪痕残せなかった, like I couldn't leave a good impression or I couldn't make a name for myself. So yeah, you hear this word a lot in this industry. And I don't want to hear it anymore. Hi, enough of it. All right, so let's go into the vocab. So the vocabulary, 頑張る. So right here, Akane uses 頑張る twice, 頑張らなきゃ and 頑張って. But it's translated differently both times. So the first 頑張らなきゃ is translated into I gotta give it my all. And then the second 頑張って is translated into I'll work hard. So there are many different ways in English to say 頑張る or 頑張って, depending on the situation. So for instance, give it my all would mean, I gotta I almost said I gotta give it my all. No, it means to use your whole entire strength, like no holding back, give it my everything. So I guess showing maximum commitment, give everything that you have, would be give it my all. And then work hard is probably the most basic or common way to say 頑張る. It's a steady, consistent effort over time. So give it my all would probably, for me, if I would use it, would be probably in this situation when I feel the pressure to do something and I need to try harder. I'm not going to be like, oh, I gotta try. I'd be like, no, I gotta give it my all. Like, oh no, my boss is super angry, so I feel like give it my all means more, or just everything. But so in these two translations, give it my all and work hard was used, but there's also many other ways, do my best is also a way of saying 頑張る, which I think do my best is the most common one, the one that I would use specifically. So I was the MC for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Thank you for watching. If you didn't, go watch it. But whenever somebody's like, MC 頑張って, or do your best in your MC, I'm not going to be like, I'll give it my all. I'll be like, I'll do my best. So yeah, do my best would be the 頑張る expression that I would use mostly. Hi. So do my best is more about the effort rather than the result. So yeah, the reason why I would use it is because, I'm not that confident. So it has that parentheses, inner monologue meaning I'll do my best, parentheses, I might screw up, but I'll try. It kind of has that meaning to it behind the whole entire word. So do my best would be the easiest one to use. And another one would be push myself. So push myself is similar to give it my all. So push myself would be to step out of your comfort zone. So it might be a little bit more than give it my all. So pushing yourself might be after you give it your all. So you give it your all, but then you're like, no. So 120% would be push myself, and give it my all would be 100% of effort. You're 100% of what you have, and then pushing yourself would be putting even more, something that you didn't even expect you had, or you could do would be push myself, getting out of your comfort zone. はいthis would be push myself. So there's so many ways. Oh my gosh. Give it my all, work hard, do my best, push myself. But those phrases would be phrases that you use for yourself, like I'm gonna ganbaru. But if you want to tell somebody to ganbaru, if you want to tell somebody to do their best, it would probably be go for it, or keep at it, or do your best, you know. So the ones that I taught you guys is more of like an inner thing. But if you want to say it to somebody, it would be more like go for it. Would be ganbatte. Hang in there would be ganbatte during the tough times. And then keep at it would be ganbari tsuzukeru. So keep going, keep making effort. And then put in the effort would be ganbaru or doryoku suru, like you're doing it right now. Yes, continuous. This, はい。So the next one would be 爪痕を残す. Like I said in the beginning, 爪痕を残す literally means leaving your nail mark. So to leave an impression. The similar phrase in English would be you have to make a name for yourself. So before you go on stage or something, your manager would be like you gotta try hard, go make a name for yourself. Yeah, that would probably be 爪痕を残す. はい。次ですね. Alright, pronunciation. So this week's phrase is 頑張らなきゃ、頑張って爪痕残さなきゃ. So in English it would be I've gotta give it my all. I'll work hard. I'll make sure I leave my mark. One more time. I've gotta give it my all. I'll work hard. I'll make sure I leave my mark. はい. So I've gotta, was it 2 weeks ago? I said I'm gonna. It's kind of similar. I've gotta is a shortened term for I have got to. You wouldn't use this on your essay if you're writing a essay for college or university or high school. Don't use gotta. It's like a spoken English, or casual English. Hi, I've gotta. So pretend you're bowling with your friends and you're super bad and your bowling ball goes into the gata and you're like, I've gata! I've gata. Yeah, so I've gata. Pretend you're bowling with your friends and you suck. Then you got this down. Hi, 次. I'll make sure to leave my mark. Everything else is good. I've gotta give. Like I said before, is pretend you're vibrating on your phone. And I'll work, the O-R. Remember, have something in your mouth and you're trying not to swallow it. So, wow, this phrase basically has everything that I've taught in the past 2 weeks. So you should be able to say this. I've gotta give it my all and I'll work hard. And I'll make sure to leave my mark. Hi. Yes. Thank you. But 2 weeks ago, I said in English sounds a bit more, you'll sound a bit more fluent if you pretend like you're a lazy teenager. But in this case, because she's putting so much emotion into this and she has so much determination, don't say it like a teenager. Don't be like, I'm gonna work hard, I'll make sure I leave my mark. You gotta be like, I've gotta give it my all. Like, emphasize every single word. はい。この時だけは思春期にならないでください。
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリーアマキ。
ということで、cultural context or anything I want to talk about for Oshi No Ko. So I feel so bad for Akane because she wanted to leave an impression for the viewers and the directors. She tried acting in a way that wasn't her true self, and I totally understand. I feel you. Sometimes I've been in this industry for 8 to 9 years now. I don't even remember. It's been like 8 to 9. But when the camera is on you, you feel this sense of pressure that you have to say something even if you don't really mean it. Like, let's say, for instance, there was a time when I climbed the sky tree. Sorry, not the sky tower. I mixed up Tokyo Tower and sky tree. So we, in our variety program that I was doing, I climbed the sky tree with my member. And one of the member was afraid of heights. So the director was like, hey, grab her and take her to the window side and like make her look scared. It'll be really funny. And I was like, oh my God, that's like, depending on how you perceive it, that could be perceived as bullying, you know, because if somebody's afraid of it, like, why would you purposely pull them to the window? But they asked me to do that, and I was like, oh no, what should I do? Like, he's the director, and he wants me to do something, but like, I want to protect my image as well. And so what I did was I pretended like I was also afraid of heights. And so I pulled my member with me, being like, look at the height. But I was also screaming with her. Because, you know, when there's a power balance, I've kind of learned that on screen, when you see a power balance, the person that's standing above somebody tends to get the hate, being like, hey, why are you bullying her? But if you're on the same level and if you guys are both scared of something, then, you know, nobody would get the hate. So I kind of learned that through these 8 years. So yeah, I pretended like I was also afraid. Yeah, oh my gosh, but I was afraid of the director. I was more afraid of the director than the height. So honestly. Hi. So I really felt for Akane in these past episodes. And yeah, speaking of the camera and these directors and staff members, I think it was in the first episode, there was a narration where it said, to maximize the performance of a performer, the staff members will lie too. So when I and Bikomachi was on the music show, the staff members, even if they didn't think it, they were like, oh my gosh, you guys are so cute, you know, so that the performers would get hyped up and they would give a better performance. As a performer myself, I know when people are lying. You guys aren't that, like, you know, good at lying. No, like, it's so bad. I don't think people realize how bad it is. So whenever I'm shooting, you know, for my new artist picture or something, the staff members, and like, it's usually the assistant staff members of like the cameraman, they'd be like, oh my gosh, so cute, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like, there's somebody literally there to hype you up, but it's so bad. Sometimes they won't even be looking at you. They'll like probably be doing something else, like, you know, doing other people's paperwork and be like, oh my god, so cute, I love it, work. Like, you can feel it. So, you know, yes, in Oshi No Ko it said to maximize the performance of a performer, the staff members will lie. We feel that lie. We feel that lie, and we just play along and go with it because we know everything is a lie as well. Sad, but because a lot of the things are, I don't want to say everything is a lie, but a lot of the things are a lie. When something is true, it really stands out. So, you know, whenever I'm at a shoot and I think I look like the best that day and I go out and the cameraman's like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Like, you actually feel like that. Like, you can sense that it's true, you know. So yeah, because there's so many false information or lies in this world, the truth really stands out. So thank you for telling the truth. Hi. Anything else I want to talk about Oshi No Ko? I feel like, let's see. I have like so many phrases that I liked from the show. Oh my gosh. We haven't talked about Mimucho at all. Manifesting, my girl, oh my gosh, who became an idol at 25. So this goes back to the whole idol culture. So I don't know if it's the same overseas or all around the world, but in Japan, a lot of the times the idol auditions, they're like, hey, we're looking for new members. Yeah, but you have to be from the age of 13 or 12 to 20 or 25. Yeah, so there's a certain age, there's a time limit for you to make your dreams come true. And honestly, that was the part of the reason why I came to Japan as a teenager. When I was in America and I told everyone around me that I wanted to become a voice actor and move to Japan, they told me that I should finish my schoolwork and I should finish my studies in America. But because I knew Japan was so centered around youth and like, you know, the younger you are, especially as a woman, the younger you are, the more chances you have. Like, sadly, that's how it is right now. It's really sad. Needs to change, but we got to do something about it. But yeah, the reason why I came to Japan was because I thought the younger I was, the more chances I had, and I was told that as well. And even now, in an idol group, 7分の22, our group keeps our age a secret, so it's nowhere on our group profile. And a lot of voice actors and idols do that nowadays because actually in the voice acting industry as well, there's an age limit for these auditions. So for instance, if you're going into an audition for an idol about an anime, a lot of the times they require you to be younger than 25. So the voice actors actually hide their age nowadays so that they can, take any audition they want. So, yeah. Mimucho. So I understand Mimucho, even though she was 25 and saying that she was like, 17 or 18. Things like that happen in Japan, and I feel like it's because of how the entertainment industry is, or just in society in general. Yeah. Like, for instance, 中学生に見えるね. Like, you look like a middle schooler. That wouldn't really be a compliment in America. I'd be like, I look like a middle schooler. Like, I used to wear green eyeshadow in middle school. I better not look the way I looked in middle school. But if you tell that to somebody in Japan, they'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, yeah, the more youthful you look, the better. So I feel like that's a huge cultural difference that I feel while I live here. Yeah, if somebody came up to me and being like, you look like a middle school, I would be like, are we starting a fight right now? Why would you say that? But yeah, apparently it's a compliment, so there's that. はい。ということで、that wraps it up for the 3-part series of the Oshi No Ko episodes. I hope you guys liked it. Trying to think of anything else. Every character deserves love. I love every single one of them. Hi. Ruby-chan deserves love too. Hi. And season 3 I'm looking forward to in 2026. So let's all look forward to it. Hi. And I also have a message that I got from you guys as well. So I'm going to read it. まず誰だ? みかん星人さんから Thank you, みかん星人. I have a question. What's a smart way to answer about my otaku hobby when I need to introduce myself to a lady from any other country? I understand she is not familiar with otaku subculture in her life. Your kind support would be highly appreciated. You don't have to tell her. Yeah, you don't have to. Don't tell her would be the best thing, probably. Or put some things on your bag. For instance, for me, I have this Kageyama Tobio. Going back to Haikyuu. This is my pencil, Kageyama Tobio. Like, I would have this, so if you're working with her, put it on the table and, kind of hint to her that you like a certain anime and just, fade in. Yeah, fading in would be my best advice. はい。次。誠さん、Thank you so much. 聞きました。正確には YouTube で見聞きしました。めっちゃ面白かったですし、普通に勉強になりました。目から鱗が落ちまくりでした。あ、
目から鱗が落ちるって英語で何て言うか教えてください。
はい。So 目から鱗が落ちる A literal translation would be the scales just came out of my eyes. Such a scary saying. But the scales are literally the fish scales. So it means like, oh, like you just gave me a new idea and it opened up my eyes to something that I didn't even think about. So it would probably be a phrase in English would be it opened up my eyes, or you opened up my eyes. Hi, you wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, you just took the scales out of my eyes. We should start using that though. That would be so funny. How funny would that be? Like somebody tells you something so smart and you're like, oh my gosh, you just took the scales out of my eyes. Sometimes when you're learning a language, some things should not be translated legitimately, so please be careful. はい。はい、ということで、one last thing, going back to Akane's 爪痕残さなきゃ. One thing I do whenever I go to new studios or whenever I go to new work, I have my very own business card. Hi. Not many idols and voice actors have this, usually because their manager is always with them. So I'm basically one of the very few people that carry their own business card. This is my business card. If you look at the back, they have a QR code, and if you read it, you get transferred to my artist profile, which has my voice samples, and it has the link or email for my manager if you want to contact me for any business related things. And it also has my credentials and everything, and like what kind of anime I was in. So yeah, this is how I 爪痕残す. This is how I leave an impression at work. So highly recommended. チェキ風名詞です。はい。ということで、The Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Whether it's a scene or anime you want me to talk about, general English questions, or you just want to say hi, we want to hear from you. Email us at aec@1242.com. That's aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メッセージは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。そして、make sure to follow us on X and every other social media. Every other social media, meaning we have a YouTube channel. はい。You can check these subtitles both in English and Japanese on the YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/anime-english-club, or you can just search by the title. If you're just listening to the podcast, the YouTube channel has a video, and you can see my amazing outfit that I picked out just for this episode. Thank you. So that does it for this week. Next week, what anime are we talking about? It's gonna be a surprise because it's not on the script. Oh, we are? Next episode is about Tokyo Revengers! Mikey! My favorite is Chifuyu, by the way. I don't know why I screamed Mikey. Hi, we're gonna be talking about Tokyo Revengers. Nice! Alright, see you guys then. Bye bye!
From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and was written and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.